What is going on, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. It's great to be back with you, baby. We are coming to you live from the storm bunker, right? There's a big-ass storm, right? Hurricane Helen or some shit like that is just wrecking some place that I don't even know, and it's causing chaos in the streets. It's a lot. I just drove home. And, it took me 45 minutes when it usually takes me 15 to 20. And that's because I had to get off the highway because my car turned into a boat all of a sudden and just decided lanes aren't a thing. It's just going to Yeah, it was nuts. How the fuck are you guys? It's great to see you. It's great to see you. It really is. It's been too long. Had a lot of crap happen in the last month or so. All of it's pretty good, to be very honest. Like most, everything's fine. I've been working like crazy. My kids are back in school. I've been hanging out with my kids like crazy. I've been golfing a lot. And yeah, man, I've just honestly been enjoying life. Been hanging out. I've missed this show so much. I found so many different points in my day where I'm like, I want to make an episode about this, and I haven't been able to, and now I'm finally able to again, which is great. I've had a lot of different things go on that have kept me away from the show, and hopefully now we can be back to and better than before at being more consistent, right? I would like to at least dedicate to you guys to show up once a week, whether it be Monday or Wednesday. I'll try to not wait until Friday, but if absolute worst, it has to come out on Friday night, then that's what it'll be. You guys let me know what time you'd like me to drop them on Monday and Wednesday. But other than that, outside of a little housekeeping that we had to get out of the way, let's just get into the episode. Living an unapologetic life. We've talked about this before on the show, but I think it's important now to discuss it, right? Your life is yours. And I'm not trying to be a philosopher here. I'm not trying to act like Socrates and make shit that's so very basic and almost cliche seem very profound when it's not. But here's the thing. Your life is your own. And we are programmed from a very young age to start living life for other people, for what your parents think, for what your friends think, for what your romantic partners think, for what your kids are going to think, for what your friend, whoever, your boss, whoever. And then we start making decisions based off what we think other people want or what people have told us they want, right? And every time you do that, it doesn't always mean that you're coming one step out of alignment with who you really are. But I feel like more often than not, if you sit there and you deal with things like anxiety and depression, I feel like oftentimes if we really look at our lives as the collective groups that suffer with those things, you started choosing other people's way more than your own. And it may not have always been in an action, but in the way of thinking, which is I have to do what this person wants me to do in the way that I make decisions, in the ways that I speak, in the ways that I do this, or else I'm going to upset them. And I can't do that. And I can't do that because of our relationship and how intertwined we are. But sometimes when you really look at your life and you go, if I was really living for myself and my true happiness, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be living here. I wouldn't be in this relationship. I wouldn't be having these arguments over and over and over again. I would be in a situation that's happy, healthy, and sure, everything's going to have problems, but in general, I'm in alignment here. Have you ever noticed that when you get out of alignment with yourself, you start having all these quarrels? You get mad at people in public. You're fighting more in your relationships. Your job performance is starting to go to shit. Your parenting isn't at its best. And it's all of a sudden because you have to realize you're living a life that you yourself built, but you do not want. Sometimes, more than one aspect is a part of that, where if your romantic relationship has anything to do with your job, well, now your finances are involved. But even if it's not, Once you get married, your finances are tied together anyway. So now your job does matter. And like your parenting time does conflict with your job. And then having any kind of personal life outside of that to try to be yourself and try to find actual, and let's just take a side road here for a second on the road to redemption. My daughter and I have been watching Inside Out 2 a lot, like almost every single night that I have her. And there's a part in that where Riley, the main character, has to call Joy back to the panel. And they go, Joy, Riley wants you. And it's Riley, after suffering from a panic attack, has to invite Joy back into her life because she kind of forgot it for a minute. And I connected with that in a kid's show in such a crazy way where I was like, do you know the last time? And I've been better about it recently, but like the last time that I allowed myself to go, I am happy. Like there's nothing wrong right now. Everything's good. I'm not anxious. I'm not depressed. I'm not whatever. Like I'm a happy guy. And just kind of breathe on that for a second and go, wow, there is no imminent danger. There's no one I have to go chase down and figure out what are you doing and what's going on over here. You know how peaceful life can be? When you start just being like, yo, I'm not going to do this anymore. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I know this was a quick episode, but I got to go. The battery's going to die, and I want to make sure I give you the best episode I can. Thank you. I know this was a little rough, but I will see you in the next one with a better laid out plan. Love you guys.